Hello, it's Naomi back with another vlog for you guys. This time I'm going to talk about The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. This is my proof copy. I was lucky to get it at the end of last year. This book is a debut novel. It also is a psychological thriller, so it's very similar in style to Girl on the Train, Before I Go to Sleep, and Gone Girl. Those have all been turned into movies, and the rights for this one have already been sold, so The Woman in the Window will probably be coming to cinemas near you in the next of a little while. The book is about a woman who witnesses a crime from her home. She sees it out of her window across the street in her neighbour's house, and she's unable to leave her home, and there's a question over, did the crime really happen or not? The main character, Dr. Anna Fox, she is a child psychologist, but she's not currently practicing. She's actually separated from her husband, and her daughter lives with him as well. The reasons for their separation are explored as the book goes on, but I think it's made quite clear from the beginning of the novel that Anna struggles with agoraphobia and also panic disorder. So which is quite hard to read about. It's not something I know an awful lot about, or I've really read about actually before, but it does seem to be a completely debilitating condition in some ways. So it is quite unique for me, the book, from that point of view. The author also used his own experiences with depression to kind of flesh out Anna's character. And I think that really does show. I mean, they say, you know, write what you know, and maybe perhaps it's just a really good example of someone doing that. It definitely makes her a more well-rounded character for it. So you may have noticed that the plot I described is just a little bit like Rear Window, which is completely intentional, I think, from the author, as they make multiple references to film noir within the work. It's very much kind of a love letter to those movies like Gaslight, Rear Window, that sort of thing, and they're spoken about quite frequently in the text because Anna is a huge fan of this genre. She sits down every night and watches a movie. She's got a huge DVD case full of them. So it's definitely something that the author has injected, so we know to make that comparison. And I think it really works because the rest of the novel is quite unique. It's okay, I think, to draw upon certain tropes from the past because it's not a direct retread of Rear Window or anything like that. There's way more to it. I've actually sat down since I've read the book and watched a couple of the movies that are mentioned within. I think it just makes you want to know all the references and see if you spot anything else. Anna's credibility is also further undermined by her drinking. She drinks a bottle or two of wine a day. She's definitely verging on or is an alcoholic. And she also takes her prescription drugs incorrectly, which obviously can have a huge effect on someone's mind and the way they might view things, and there's obviously certain side effects that go along with the medication anyway. So that's why you're constantly second guessing, you know, is what Anna's telling you, is it true? Or we're seeing things through her eyes, you know, would it be completely different through someone else's? You know, she is, I guess, an unreliable narrator in some ways. I really did enjoy reading the book. I read it very quickly. I think that's because of the style of the chapters. They're very quick. Some are a page or two long, others longer. But it really, I think it speaks to probably Anna's state of mind quite a lot, because she's just kind of, she's trying to shut some things out. She's trying to live her life almost through other people as well, and this kind of like snapshot of her day is probably quite effective as well, because she doesn't go anywhere or really see anyone. So we just probably do need just little snapshots of her day just to kind of move the plot along. This would also be a really good book to do for a book club as well. There's plenty to talk about here. There's Anna's own issues. There's the actual plot itself of the murder. So there's plenty to speak about. It would keep you going definitely for an hour or more. And if you're a fan of the genre, like Gone Girl, that sort of thing, you'll like it. It's definitely a good example. And I think even if you don't generally read this genre, I would say still give it a go, because I think it's one of the better examples of the genre. The writing's very good. He's a very strong author. He's got a strong sense of style. And I think that really moves the book along and also keeps you interested. You know, to read a book about a woman who's in the same setting every single day and very little actually happens to her, I think that would actually it would actually be quite difficult to write a novel that would be still thrilling with those with that framework in place. So I think it's been a real success for the author. And yeah, I would just give anyone the advice to pick it up, give it a try, and see what you think, and talk to someone else about it, because you'll be finished with the novel and you'll be wanting to talk to someone else about it. Well, thank you so much for listening to me, and if you want to hear more from me and the other vloggers, please do subscribe to our channel. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.